Hey, we're going to be starting a new section today on exponents. So I'm going to start going over this PowerPoint here. So go ahead and just follow along, take notes like you would in class. This is for how to write exponents. And then after that, I'm going to assign these problems to you. And then we'll go over more information tomorrow. So this is a video for April 7th. So let me go through this information with you. So it shows here if a number is in exponential form, the exponent represents how many times the base is used as a factor. The number 2 here is the base, and then the number 7 here is the exponent. So this would be 2 to the power of 7. So this is a number produced by raising a base to an exponent. It's called a power. This is 2 to the power of 7. You might have seen things like this before, or you might have said like something like square the number or 2 squared, something like that. So that top number is the exponent, so make sure you label that. And then the bottom number is the base. So these are like the practice problems you're going to be doing. So you'd be writing these in exponential form. So here, this is exponential form. It's showing a base number with an exponent. This would be considered to be in standard form, like you would normally write out a math problem like 4 plus 4 plus 4, or whatever you would write out. But we want to change this to exponential form. So this one is 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. So if you're writing this out in exponential form, you identify how many times 4 is a factor. So 4 is a factor. How many times? You would just count 1, 2, 3, 4. And your answer would be 4 to the power of 4. That's it. It's going to start out real easy, just like many of the sections do. This is a new section. Remember, this is going to be for chapter 4 here. So starting out really easy, but of course it will get more difficult. So make sure you're taking good notes here and going through these problems. So the next one, most of you probably already can figure this one out, but I'm going to go over it. So this one is negative 6 times negative 6 times negative 6. You identify how many times negative 6 is a factor. Make sure you write it with the exponent outside the parentheses. This does come into play later in this chapter. Make sure you're putting the parentheses first and then the exponent outside. Okay, we'll do a few more. So this one is a little bit more difficult. It has both variables and numbers. So this one is 5 times 5 times d times d times d times d. So you want to identify how many times 5 and d are each used as a factor. So they're going to be separate from one another. So how many times is 5 used and how many times is d used? Basically counting. 5 is used once, twice. D is used 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So it would be 5 squared, or 5 to the power of 2, and d to the power of 4. So you're combining these together, but you're not multiplying 5 times d. You're not combining the 2 and the 4, because the exponent and the numbers are being separate for now. Okay, here's a few more examples. This one, x times x times x times x times x. So all you do once again is you say how many times x is a factor. So x is a factor 5 times. You just count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you put x to the power of 5. That's it. Same thing with letter B. Very easy. D times d times d. D to the power of 3 is your answer. Next one has 7 times 7 times b times b. So once again, just like we did with the one with the 5s, identify how many times 7 and b are each used as a factor. 7 is used twice and b is used twice. But don't just put 7 and b together and then put one exponent. They need 2 separate exponents. 7 to the power of 2 and b to the power of 2. So that's the last example here with the notes today. So I want you to go ahead and try to complete These first 4 questions, they should be very easy for you to complete. Just write them down. I'm going to ask you to turn in this whole worksheet to me. I did attach it as a document on Google Classroom, so you can download this and actually have it on your computer or print it out. If not, you can type your answers in Google Docs or just write it on a piece of paper, and then you can submit it to me through an email. So you'll just do numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll post a video next time explaining how to do these numbers 5 through 16. You can try them if you want, but you're probably better off waiting so I can show you how to complete those.